Hey, what's up, everybody? I've now tuned into my catfish recap. So let's talk about it. This one was kind of peculiar, wasn't it? So, all right. This one is called Ari and Lanum, right? So, two people, they think they're being catfished. So, the guy writes in for his brother. His name is Jeff. And he feels like his brother is being catfished. At the same time, this girl named Ari, she's writing in because she said that she heard that Lanham's brother might be writing in and saying that she's a catfish and she's real. So she definitely makes sure that she lets it be known that she's real by doing a video chat with Nev and Max. So she said that she met this dude on Plenty of Fish, and after 3 months, he like totally means the world to her. And they're like, wow, like after 3 months, that's pretty quick. And Lanham, he just moved to Texas to take care of his family, of his brother's kids, because his brother passed away. His brother, first he told her that his brother had died from a car crash, and then he ends up saying that his brother died from cancer. So that right there is like, wait, that's two completely different things. Like maybe if you would have came up with two different diagnoses, maybe perhaps, okay, I get it, I see. But come on, like this is like two completely different things. Like how do you mix that up, you know? So that right there was an instant red flag. So she meets with Max and Nev, and she tells them that, and she also says that, well, or she kind of was like showing them her text message, and it kind of shows that she was telling this dude she loved him 4 days after they started talking. Like, how do you don't even know nothing about this dude like that? Like, how the hell do you freaking like love him? Let me turn the camera a little bit. My wig that I had on, I took it off. No shame in my game. Anyway, so they're like, how the heck do you love somebody or say that you love somebody after just a couple days of meeting them? And she says that it's like serious, and she said he even asked her about her ring size. Like she really wants this to be real. I don't know, like how do you fall for stuff? Not even how do you fall for stuff like this, but so quickly. Like, you know what I mean? For me, it takes me a while because I'm like not a very trusting type of person because I've been through the lies, so I'm like, nah. But like even before that, like I would never that quickly. You know what I mean? It would have to be a little bit longer than that. And I wouldn't be the first one to talk about some I love you or nothing like that. Maybe if I actually knew you, met you, we dated, went out, maybe I could have back in the days fell into that little category, but not online, and I didn't even FaceTime you or we didn't even Skype or Uber or anything. That's like just weird to me. So it's time for Max and Nev to get to work. They start doing some Google image searches, and then they saw that there was like a lot of weird stuff going on. Like they caught an image of him, and it was connected to somebody else's Facebook, like a tattoo artist out in Italy or something like that. So right there, they knew straight off the back that he wasn't who he said he was. They also check his Facebook. He only has 40 friends. Most of them are female. So they decide to go ahead and hit up the females so they can to hit up his friends so they can see if they get any hits. They actually do get some hits. They also did like a reverse phone number lookup, and they did find out that his phone number is kind of like an app number. So that means that it's not like a real phone number. It does say his name, but it's like a fake number. Like a number that you get through one of those like little apps that you download on Google Plus or whatever. I mean Google Play Store. So then when they do all of that stuff, this girl named Tiffany, she ends up calling them back after they sent her that Facebook message, and she said she was talking to him for a while. She sent him some nude pictures. He said he was 33 and they were supposed to meet. They never met up. Later on, Max and Eve, they were driving to go see, I think that's when they was driving to go see Ari again. And they get a call from this chick named Kyle or Kylee or some crap like that. And she says that she was catfished, and he actually admitted that he catfished her. And she also sent nude pictures to him. And she's like, they're just like, there's something wrong with this guy. He's pretty much a scumbag. So they're starting to know, like, yeah, this guy definitely isn't who he said he is, and he's not such a good person after all. So when they meet up with Ari, they kind of like just tell her what they learned, and she seems like she was like hurt by this, and definitely by the fact that he's like sharing his affection with all these other females, even though it seemed like it was just for her. So they also show her that the picture, like what they learned about Lanum, and that he's probably not a real person and stuff like that. Well, not that he's not a real person, but that he isn't the person that she thought he was. And they show her his Instagram and things like that. So now she's starting to realize, okay, yeah, this is creepy. Like, this is not the person that I thought he was, and who is this guy? So now I feel like the realization was starting to set in, where it was like, okay, this just got real, because nothing is what she thought it was. So later on, Neve ends up calling him, and he wants to meet him, but he was saying that the time isn't right. And Neve was like, you know what, just cut the crap, because we know that you're not who you say you are, and we want to hear from you. And then finally, this guy goes ahead and he agrees to do so. So this was the turning of the tides. Oh my goodness, this part had me like really annoyed. I was like annoyed, like watching the screen, like, you've got to be mother effing kidding me. Like, this guy's a scam artist. So now they reach the guy's house, and this guy is like an old dude. His name is Marcus, not Lanum, not nothing close to Lanum. He freaking made up the brother. He doesn't even have a brother named Jeff. He doesn't have any brother with cancer or that died or anything like that. And he's actually 43 years old. He was pretending to be like 25 or something like that, so he could be talking to this 21-year-old girl. And she was the youngest, supposedly, she was the youngest person that he was talking to. She looked like she was just like, she walked into the Twilight Zone. Like, I felt so bad for her, because she was like, I felt like she was like manipulated throughout this whole thing. And he tried to make her feel bad for not wanting to be with her. Like, dude, you're mad creepy. And Max was like going in. I was like, yes, Max, let him know, because he thinks this joint is acceptable. It's unacceptable behavior. He was just like, he kind of fell into this. It's kind of like an addiction. And Max was like, are you getting help for this? He's like, oh, for what? He's like, no, I just need to stop. Like, obviously, you're saying it's an addiction, so that means it's hard for you to stop. So that's why he's asking you if you're getting help or not. So he does say that his feelings were genuine, they were real. And Max tells him that, and I was freaking dying laughing when he said this. He was just like, you're the guy that every person that's being catfished fears and they dread. Like, they dread that there's like some creepy 40-year-old guy in his boxers sitting there typing away all these nasty things to them. And I was like, yo, he's so right about it. Like, if I was that guy, I would have felt so low and so offended. But the guy looked like he was in his own like little world, like he was in La La Land or something. And what happened after that? He just kind of was like, he was like, he wants to be with her. He did this. Like, he doesn't have a brother named Jeff. He just did this because he wanted to meet her. That's why he created this story. And he wanted to kind of like end all of this. And this was his only way that he saw that he could possibly do that. And he was like, his end goal here is to like just end this and see if he can be with her. And Max looked at him like, are you effing effing kidding me? He's like, that's not gonna happen. He was like, even if there was any possibility, like, I wouldn't let her because of all the things you've done to her. Like, at first, second of all, you're mad creepy. Like, just looking at him, he looked like he was like on drugs or something. He looked like one of those dudes that'll like tie you up in a chair and just kind of murder you or something. Like, nah. I'm happy that they was with her, because imagine she had to meet up with him. Like, I just feel like he would have kidnapped her or something, because the way he was like professing his love to her, and she's like mad young. Obviously, she's not into him. She likes dudes with tattoos. Like, you look like a creepy accountant or something. Not even. Like, just like a creepy man that like just does weird stuff and jerks off to women's pictures all day. So yeah, the next day the dude he was like texting, Marcus was texting her and telling her that he like trying to make her feel bad for not wanting to be with him. And it was messed up that he was doing that. But they did eventually, you know how they had their second meetup. They did do the second meetup. She looked like she was just like you could tell she wasn't comfortable being in his house. Even when she was talking to him and letting him know her feelings, she kind of was like looking down and avoiding eye contact with him, because I guess he was like creeping her out. Like, this is a dude you could definitely have nightmares about. I know she probably regrets, like, if I was that person, I would have like not even want to be on social media anymore, or at least like, not try to date on there. And I think that's what she eventually did. So he says that he has something he wants to give to her. Homeboy pulls out a ring. And they're like, what are you doing? He was like, well, we had like, real conversations, and this is what we were talking about. So I wanted to show her that I do have this. And they're like, this is the worst thing that you could do right now, is to pull this out. Like, it's almost like you're trying to make her feel guilty or something. She was like, I don't want that. She was like, no, F that. She's like, I'm not taking that. Like, once you take something from somebody, then they really feel like, yeah, she loved me, she kept my ring. Like, no, she's not gonna wear that. Yo, he was like in another world. It's like, I feel like nothing they were saying was really soaking in. He, quote unquote, when they do the update, they didn't show his face, they didn't show her face, because she didn't want to come back on to do the update. But from what they said, she's in a relationship now. She's blocked him. She doesn't talk to him anymore. She's not on social media, like dating sites anymore. And from what they said about him, he's deleted the Lanum page. But they never said if he created any other ones. I mean, he could have. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to create new ones. He said that supposedly now he's trying to date as himself. At least maybe he'll get more age appropriate women, you know what I mean? As opposed to getting people who just like you because of your tattoos and a person that they think that they like, but not really. He said that he kind of started this out as a social experiment. Yeah, but you got hooked into it and you didn't know when to stop. That was the problem. But yeah, at the end of the day, he was, I think, out of this whole season, he was like the creepiest dude that I've seen on this whole show. And I've only missed one episode this whole season. So yeah, dude was straight up creepy. So she's lucky that she actually did catfish so she could end this joint, because she probably would have been sending him more pictures. Oh yeah, and she asked him to delete the pictures that she had sent him. He showed that he deleted them, but if he has an iPhone, he has iCloud, and he could have automatically saved those pictures either to his computer, or he could have saved them to iCloud. So just because he deleted them in front of her doesn't really mean that he doesn't have them anymore. He could be still jerking off to them every night or whatever. Her pictures as well as the other girl's pictures. Honey child. That's why you can't be sending pictures to people, especially you never met them before. Like, you don't know nothing about them and you send them nudes. Like, come on. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you subscribe. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Later.